Hey guys, welcome back. Today is Collector's Cut Wednesday, and what that means is this past Saturday we dropped the condensed version of the Crypts collection video. So you got to see some of the stories. Today you get to hear all of the stories minus what you already watched on Saturday. So you get to see a lot of bonuses and hear a lot of behind the scenes or behind the collecting that went into this collection. So let's get started.
Hello. Oh, that's today?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, damn. Well, come in. Well, I mean, you should have, given me more notice, but whatever. Hey, everyone. It's your friendly neighborhood Noah, and welcome to MTV Cribs. Oh, Crypts. Women in Horror Crypts. Yeah, we're not that popular yet, but we'll get there.
Thanks for joining us on the second episode of Crypts. I am here with the host of Little Toy Shop of Horrors, Noah Partenio. We're going to check out his collection today. He also has his own YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe to that, and that is Friendly Neighborhood Noah. Now, if you haven't done so yet, you can stalk us by clicking the notification icon on our channel, and be sure to give this video a stab to the like button if you like the content.
Yeah! We're going to have to redo that then, aren't we?
No, I think we're good. So just before we get into things here, just to let you know, we're going to start off with some questions. We're going to jump into his collection. And if you have any questions about stuff that you see here, drop it into the comments, and then we'll get back to you.
Yes, and I'm happy to leave you unopened.
All right, so Noah, you've been collecting for a long time. So when did you start collecting?
Well, probably when I turned 2 years old, when I started officially watching Godzilla films, and I started getting the Bandai figures that are over there that you'll see in a minute. And so, yeah, almost 2 decades now.
Almost 2 decades. So a lot of collectors today, they're collecting because of nostalgia. They're bringing stuff in from when they were kids and building a collection around that. You're kind of still in that nostalgia phase.
I don't think there is ever getting out of that nostalgia phase, because I don't think someone just looks at something and is like, that's cool, I'll collect it. I think it mainly revolves around the nostalgia of growing up with this stuff and now seeing that you can hold more things that you had in your child in your hands and show it to other people.
All right. Well, we obviously see a bunch of Godzillas here, but what can we expect in the video today?
You're going to expect a lot more of these Godzilla figures, a lot of horror figures, and then a lot of stuff in between.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll let you get to it.
Alright, he was just in the beginning, so I didn't steal his spotlight on his show. Alright, so now we're starting off with the X Plus figures. I actually heard about these when I lived in Carbondale, a while ago. And I didn't know what they were. I just saw one. I don't have it yet. I think it's the 1991 figure. It actually might be the different version of this one right here. I heard about it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But it's over $200, so I don't have that money because I don't have a job. And I'm like 10. So, and then I found a YouTuber who collected them. I was like, all right, now I really want these. And that's kind of how it started. And then Christmas, maybe 2-3 years ago, I got my hands on this one right here. The Rodan 1964. And then I did something stupid. I cut the cover off the box. I sold the figure so I could rebuy it with the box. And I finally just now got it after 2-3 years of trying to find it for something under than $500. But yeah, Rodan 1964. And then over here we got the 1954 Godzilla Train and Mouth figure. Now they make different versions of this. They make the 1954 Gold Edition, which also comes with a stand. They make this version, who also comes with a stand in the regular color. They make the different 1954 figure where he looks more like the poster version. The Japanese poster version, not the American one. And they also make one that I believe comes with an oxygen destroyer. That also makes an appearance in that, and the 1955 Godzilla vs. Destroyer. Definitely check those out. Over here you got Hedorah, or the Smog Monster from Godzilla 1971, Godzilla vs. Hedorah. And, one of my more expensive figures that I bought, or one that I saved the most on, and you might be thinking to yourself, Godzilla 1971, does that mean that they made a Hedorah in a different movie? Yes, they did. In the 2004 Godzilla Final Wars movie, where he got absolutely destroyed 3 seconds in, and then he was out. And then right here, you'll see what I just got for my birthday. The Godzilla Hedorah from Godzilla Final Wars right there, 2004. Looks really sweet. And I recently learned that the reason he looks different is not because it was just a new design, but because he's a different gender in the species. He's the male version, which is also the smaller version. The females grow larger. I don't know why. I don't know the whole lore behind it, but it's pretty cool. Right here, we got Gigan 1972 from Godzilla vs. Gigan. Pretty awesome movie. This figure also comes in a different version, the Rick Boy version, where his eye lights up, his beam, his chicken eye beam. Pretty cool. And then right down here, we got the Godzilla 1984, also really nice. They made another version of this years before, but I didn't really like that version. He looks kind of weird, really skinny, and a weird grayish color, kind of look like a beetle. But now he looks pretty sweet. They also make Rick Boy version for this too, where his fins light up. I didn't plan on spending an extra $200 on it though, so I just bought this one. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite X Plus figures that I have. Right here we got Godzilla 1989. Now this one has a great backstory, because when I first got it, I saw it on Mercari, and this is how I got banned on Mercari. The story of how why I'm no longer allowed on there. I bought this, and in the description it said the tail was a little loose, which was fine because it was only $180, and I should have realized that there was something else wrong with it because it was less than $200. You can't get this for less than $300 on eBay or anywhere else. So yeah, I got it. I purchased it. When I got here, I was like, all right, finally here. Box destroyed, or it was pressed in. The tail was loose, as it said, but it was also scuffed up the tail, and it's got some scuff marks on the back, and his arm was completely off. Now, you can't tell, because I actually did a really good job gluing it. But yeah, his arm was off, and that was just complete bullcrap. So I emailed Mercari, reported him, nothing happened, and then he reported me for reporting him, and then Mercari took his side, so now I'm no longer Mercari. But that's fine, because I have other sites that I go on, like Pop Rock and Horror Marketplace. You should go on there, on Facebook. And then right here, we got the 2-pack of Anguirus and Godzilla 1955. Now, they make other versions of this as well. They make all versions for all of them. One where they're in color, which is kind of gross. He's like a greenish color, and he's like a brownish color, or it's vice versa. All I know is that it's really not cool. And then they sell them in separate packs. This pack is specifically called the Showdown Pack. And I didn't think I was ever going to find it. I always saw these on eBay at like $1,000 or more. By themselves, they're like $400 a piece. But then I lucked out, and I saw that they were selling this pack together for under $500 after shipping, which is pretty dope. So I was like, a lot of money, but I'm picking it up. Right here, got this at Comics on the Green in downtown Scranton on Free Comic Book Day for $130 or $135. Average price, but I didn't complain because it was an X Plus figure. I want X Plus figures, so I bought it. And, you know, it's a comic book store. I gotta spread the love on the smaller businesses, especially comic book stores. Right down here, you see Titanosaurus, one of my favorite Showa series villains. Another one that I got a great deal on. I believe that they remade him. But I have this one. I really like this one. I think they did really good on it. I think they also make a version of him where his tail's closed. But I don't see a point in that because it looks better when his fin is out, as you see, because then this is closed. It's, you know, not my cup of tea. Right here, we got the 25 centimeter King Caesar. Now, typically, as you can see, most of these figures are 30 centimeter, except for this one. They don't make King Caesar in any other size than 25 centimeter. So if I have to, I'll buy a 25 centimeter figure. But the cool one about this one is I actually did buy the Rick Boy. One, because it was, you know, the only one they had and it was under $200. And his eyes light up, which is pretty cool. Now, if you get the other one, his eyes don't light up, but he does come with a statue of the little King Caesar doing this, which is pretty cool. And I did actually want that one. I did prefer that one because I'm not a huge fan of lights and stuff like that because I don't ever turn them on. But, you know, it's cool to have, and if I ever want to show it off to someone new, it's like, hey, look at this, and just turn on the light. But, or if I want to have creepy eyes staring at me in the middle of the night, I just turn off all the lights, keep the King Caesar on, look over to my right and see a nightmare. But, I don't want to do that. And then right here we got Godzilla GMK or Godzilla 2001 from Godzilla King Ghidorah Mothra All Monsters at Attack. I think that's how it is, but whatever. One of the many movies where Baragon got screwed over. He wasn't even in the title, and he died first. A really nice figure. They make many versions of this too. I do really like this one. They have another one where he's more chunky, which is kind of how he is, and it's really cool. But that's the gigantic series one, and that one's too big. Even bigger than this one. But yeah, I really like this one too, and if you can see, which I doubt you can, there's a little piece under there for his tail, because his tail doesn't actually touch the shelf. That's what it's called. So you have to put like a little stand in there, which I'm really glad it came with. I wish they all came with stands if they needed them, but unfortunately they don't, as you can see for King Kong. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right here we have Space Godzilla, one of the coolest, and I think one of the most underrated monsters ever, because the movie was kind of meh. But in essence, Space Godzilla, huge story behind that. Starts off as Biollante, then goes to space, turns into Space Godzilla. Now there's a bigger story behind that, but that's not important. This one I got for $180. Heck of a deal on that. You can't really find that. You can't really find any of these for less than $300-$400 anymore. So I've definitely been picking and choosing, and right, might I add. Then right here we got the Godzilla 2004, and buying him really made me wonder if I just wanted the 30 centimeter ones, or if I wanted to collect the ones that I thought looked nicer in the series. Because there's a 25 centimeter version of this one too, where he's roaring and looking up, which I prefer because it's actually also a scene in the movie right after he destroys a meteor. But I decided I want to go with the 30 centimeter ones because it kind of looks weird if you have some of them smaller than the others, unless it's like up to like scale wise. Because some of them are up to scale in the movie series, but yeah, so I got him and I was like, and it's really nice. So I'm not going to complain about it. And then right here, King Kong. Now I got this one for $120. They make another one that's $60 more when it first came out with a stand. And the reason that he came with a stand, which I wish they told you, is that if he doesn't have it, he won't stand on his own. So you need a stand for him to stand, or else you need to buy a stand so he can stand. Do you understand? So yeah, I got this one right here. I need one for Rodan, but every time I buy it, I keep getting the wrong ones, so I have to keep returning them, buying them, and it's just one big nightmare. And then I got 3 more coming in. And then right here, you'll see a shelf that has not X Plus figures on it, which will change eventually. But for now, it's got these on here. They're part of my collection, but no definitive spot to put them yet because I don't have enough space. But I like buying things. So right here, you'll see we got the V for Vendetta mask. It says book and mask set, but the book is not behind it. It's the huge whole graphic novel that's in my comic book box, but I'm not going to show you those because they're just white boxes. Right here, we got the Movie Maniacs McFarlane King Kong figure. I believe it is based off the 30s movie. Not 100% sure, but still pretty dope. I got this for a really great price from a guy named Hannibal. That's not his actual name, but that's what his name is on Facebook. So you should check him out. He does a lot of raffles and stuff like that. He has a lot of figures that he's selling. A lot of cool stuff. I got a whole bunch of cool stuff from him. Right here, you'll see a Kong Skull Island book. I got that at BAM. Along with another one, because I always like one to display, one to keep, or read. I mean, $2 for each of them, which was kind of disappointing, because they're really dope. And it doesn't say what the original price is, so whatever. And then right here, a very rare piece, one of my most rare pieces in my collection is probably this Godzilla lamp right here. Now it's one of those electric staticky things where like if you touch them, it'll attract to your fingers. I unfortunately don't have the piece that lights up anymore. It broke, and you can't find this anywhere. You can't even find the lamp piece. It's not on eBay. It's not on other smaller business sites. It's not even on the black market. I know. I've tried and looked. It's not there. And as soon as I get 3 more X Plus figures that I've pre-ordered come in, which should be this month, this month because this is going up September, but should be this month, they're going to go on this shelf, which is Biollante, which is a huge shelf hog. And he is 25 centimeters, but he's massive. He's probably going to take up like half of this shelf at least what I think, because I've seen the original issue. This is a reissue, and it's just huge. Also, one of the best villains ever. I got Godzilla 1993, which is from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I think he's sparkly. I'm not 100% sure, and I believe that he's partly sparkly because of the one scene where he dies, and then Rodan sacrifices himself and brings him back to life so he can kill Mechagodzilla. And then the last one is the Godzilla 2019 figure, which is also a Rick Boy. I didn't know it was a Rick Boy when I bought it, but it was a little over 200, so I'm not going to complain. It is the Spitfire version. Now, it doesn't actually have a flame breath. No, none of these come with like those types of accessories. But he has a blue paint job, and his dorsal plates light up. So woo! Okay, and now we're on to all my other stuff that's Godzilla that's not exclusively X+. Here we got my Shogun Warriors Godzilla figure. I did recently learn that they make another one. It is the 1964 suit and is black. Not as cool as that one. This one actually looks better. Because his face, the black one, his face looks like a hamburger that's burnt. But with this one, his tail comes off, which is cool, because then I can put him all the way back on the thing so he doesn't take up as much space. His hand shoots out when you press a button. Don't know why. Still kind of cool. Wish he kind of did that in the movie. Unfortunately, I can't do that with mine, because if I do, sometimes it won't go back in all the way and it'll just fall out. And then he has a tongue that if you pull a lever, his tongue comes out. But I think it's flames because it's got like fire on it, so I think it's his breath. But I don't know. Also, unfortunately, handle's busted. I don't have the handle, but also good for me because obviously I'm not gonna sell it because it's a birthday gift and it's really cool and it's really antique. And touch it and I'll kill you. And I can also, because it also helps, I don't have to have him leaning forward or I have him pulled up more. He's all the way in the back. He's also got wheels on his feet. I don't know if he was electronic, but considering it came out in 1977, I don't think that they were all up to date with making remote control figures. I just don't think they were that popular. I don't know. I wasn't born in 77. My parents were, so ask them. They're kind of old. Right here, we got a knockoff Godzilla figure. Also, my dad's older. Again, he's old. I used to play this all the time when I was younger. I never think I would get my hands on it, but I finally did, which is pretty dope. This one I recently just learned it's based off the 1984 Godzilla figure, not to 1985. Okay, it was released in America in 1985, but it was officially released in Japan in 1984, so it's 1984 Godzilla. I hate when people say it's 1985 Godzilla, but whatever. So this one was released by Toho in 1985, but that's because merchandising was right after the movie came out, which might have been in 1984. Still 1984. But yeah, this made by Toho. Thought it was a knockoff because it kind of looks like it would be a knockoff. They make a bigger version of this one. I don't know if they make any more figures that look like this. I would assume not, but they might. I don't know. And then put that right there. And while we're in the 80s, we got right here the Godzilla King of the Monsters NES game, which you can also play as Mothra on that. I wish NECA made the Mothra figure, because they did make Mothra eventually in the NECA series, and they made the 1985 video game Godzilla, but they never made Mothra, which kind of stinks, but it's not that big a deal. And I remember getting this game for my birthday. Please stand. That's good enough. And I didn't get to play it. I still haven't played this yet. My family played it. I didn't get a turn. So that's cool. And then right here, you'll see we have as I'm learning, it's called Terrapin. It is an alcohol. Not mine, because I don't drink. This is my dad's. I don't drink underage because I'm a good kid. It's called Hopzilla. Play on words like Godzilla. And then it's got a big turtle, or that looks like a tortoise. A tortoise destroying the town. So it's a mix between Godzilla, Gamera, and all that fun jazz. Up there, you'll see we got the NES 1985 Godzilla video game. Yep, it's pretty much just a repaint of the 1984 Godzilla that they came out with. But, whatever. I still bought it. And I also have the box still, because I like keeping boxes for certain things. Let's put you back up there, buddy. Right here, you see we got chibi figures made by Godzilla Bandai America. I got these like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll buy them separately. And then I realized I had a whole pack. I was like, alright, I'm gonna buy them together. And they recently just re-released it, but the paint job is different. They're much less shiny. They're like a pastel. I don't know the art term, which is bad because I've been in art for like ever. And then they also made the box look different. It's not as cool because it's like a cool plasticky color or a thing, and it's mainly cardboard, and it doesn't hold up as well as that. And they're really adorable looking. They're really cool. Destroyer Union looks adorable. Gigan looks like a freaking nightmare. He looks like Cartman mixed with a chicken, and it went wrong. And then right here we got a stuffed animal, Godzilla stuffed animal. They make him in. This is made by Funny. I didn't know the brand because I forgot. But I can't know all the brands in my head at once, okay? You gotta give me some slack. They make this in gray. They make a big one in gray. I don't know if they make a blue one in gray. A big blue one in big, whatever. And I think they make a King Ghidorah. I'm not sure if they make any other stuffed animals of Godzilla. I don't have room for them, as you can see. I'm running out of space. And then over here, you'll see we got two mini Legos that I got for Christmas a couple years ago. And would you look at these? Pretty cool, pretty sick. They're not official Legos. I wish they make official Godzilla Legos. But, you know, we don't always get what we want, do we? That's a lesson of life there, right there, kids. And then right here you'll see I got the Godzilla 1956 poster version, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the American release with Raymond Burr. Not as good, still good, but not as good as the 1954 version. I've had arguments with people about what was the original one, even though, you know, they haven't even seen all the movies. They think there's only 3 of them. The 2 American ones and then the one in the 50s, and that just proves my point that they don't know what they're talking about. Oh yeah, so now we're going down to this shelf right here, which is it's Bandai NECA. We got this boy right here, the big one. There's 3 in this series. There's Godzilla from Godzilla Final Wars, Gigan from Godzilla Final Wars, and Kiryu from Godzilla 2002. So the Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, not Godzilla Tokyo SOS. But these ones are pretty cool. I play with these often because bigger is better when you're a kid and when it comes to toys. But you know, they're all cool. And then so we're gonna get right into the nitty gritty with the NECA figures. There are a lot of them. I think let me do some finger counting. There's a lot. There's 3 that I don't have. There is the Godzilla 1989 version where he has Biolante's blood on him, or acid, or whatever. And then they have the Godzilla 2003 version, where he has I don't know what they called it, the plasma beam. He's yellow. The front of him is yellow. And then they also have the Burning Godzilla from 2019, which I do not have yet. The 2 of them, I think they were just released, so I wasn't technically behind by 3. I was only behind by 1, but now I'm behind by 3. But, you know, whatever. And then, yeah, so you see right here, I got 2014 right there. I think it was their first one that they ever released. And unfortunately, they're not releasing anymore. They just released the 2 that I was just telling you about, and they said that they were having licensing issues with Toho, and they finally just, like, kicked them out. I don't know why, because I'm sure NECA makes a lot of money for Toho with their figures. I actually plan on buying 2 of them, so I'd have one out of the box and one in the box. But I'm not going to get that chance because they're all going to skyrocket because they're good figures. But so I don't know what Toho's deal is. Kind of makes me mad, but I'm sure they have their reasons. But, you know, it's no big deal. Now, I typically prefer... Now, I move around to Bandai, but I typically prefer the Bandai figures made in Japan. I believe they're Bandai creation. But some of the American ones are actually good. Bandai USA, stupid name, but, you know, I guess Bandai America... Well, Bandai America is a thing, I think. Whatever. This is the one made by Bandai from the United States. The Bandai one made in... This is Godzilla 1975, by the way. The one in Japan, he kind of stands like this, like a penguin, and he's got his gut pressed out. I don't know why. He's kind of dopey looking. Same with the King Caesar, which we'll talk about in a minute. But moving on to like my older figures right here, we got Gigan and Megalon. Probably 2 of my favorite figures, and also probably maybe my first 2 are in the top first 5 figures I ever had at all. So yeah, these are pretty cool. Unfortunately with Megalon he's super expensive, and whenever you put paint on it, it doesn't stay, like as you can see. This is the second time his eyes have been painted and it's already coming off, which is kind of annoying because no other figure I've had has ever been like that. And even when we got it, he wasn't fully finished and he was over $80. Now he's like double the price. He's super expensive. He's even more with the tags. A lot of these Bandai figures you'll see, when they have their tags, they skyrocket beyond belief, which kind of sucks, but, you know, it's not that big a deal because I already have them, so. Right here, one of my other older figures, Mogira from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla in 1994. He was also in the Mysterians in 1957. He was a villain in that one, though. I remember when I was playing with this one, in the movie, he breaks apart and he turns into a tank and a jet. I always try to do that with this figure. I would try to like twist and rip it apart to see if it could do that. It couldn't. I didn't break it though, so that's what counts. But it doesn't twist, so that probably should have been my indicator that it doesn't work, but I was stupid as a kid, so whatever. This right here, my Mothra figure, which is I actually really like this one. It's also made by Bandai America, or Bandai USA, whatever it's called. This was to replace my old Mothra because the wing came out and we couldn't get it back in. So we went to Toys R Us when it was still open. RIP, love you. And they had this one. Now, it wasn't like, so it's not like the solid color, but I actually prefer that it looks like this because Mothra, she's shiny, she's pretty. Now, this isn't Mothra, I don't believe. I believe it's a mix between multiple Mothras. I think it's a mix between Mothra Leo in the Mothra Rebirth series and Mothra from the Godzilla GMK, the 2001 movie. Which is fine because, Mothra, she doesn't really have as many different looks. She just has different alterations to her style because it's all typically the same, just a little bit different color. Her wings might be a little bit different. They might be pointy, which I don't think has ever happened, but whatever. So, but this, I definitely would like to see this in a movie where her wings kind of glow and you can see through them. Godzilla, the 2019 one, the King of the Monsters one, they came close to that. Also, I actually like that movie, so people who complain about it just need to shut up because it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't the greatest, sure, but no movie is perfect. Like, it could have been worse. It could have been Godzilla 1998 or Godzilla's Revenge from 1969. That was terrible. It had Gabra in it. I actually like Gabra, but everyone hates him because of his roar, and he kind of looks stupid, but he's cool, and he has lightning. He's like King Kong, but yellow and warty. And then, I actually want that figure, too. He's not yellow, he's green. I'm sorry. And then right here, I think that this is probably my first Godzilla figure. It's the Godzilla 1954 version. This is what the X Plus looks similar to. It looks similar to this style. The one over there is, I think, a puppet, not the suit. And fun fact, the suit was so heavy that when they were using it, they would have to take buckets and scoop out the sweat at the bottom of the suit. Really disgusting because it was just that heavy because they have it in the water and they needed to make sure it would hold up and not like leak through and stuff like that. I probably would have preferred it because either way you'd have to be scooping stuff out. So yeah, I mean, the suits have definitely gotten better over time. Some of them are still kind of unbearable. In Godzilla GMK, you'll see that he has like really thick feet. And that's because they had stilts or boosters for the actor. And he said it was the most uncomfortable thing that he ever had to do, especially since he had to walk and kind of like jump around in it. So yeah. But yeah, look at this figure. Really cool. Still in really good condition. People try to take this from me. And now we're going to move on to a not Godzilla figure, but I don't collect the Gamera stuff, really. I want to get the new Criterion collection that they just came out with, because it's all the movies, and it's got bonus features and stuff like that, and that's cool. But I don't really collect figures, because I'm not as big a fan as Gamera as I am as Godzilla. Like Godzilla, you see me sit through a movie, Godzilla, or Gamera, I mean. I'll probably fall asleep on it, and then I'll rewatch it. It's not bad, it's at a different pace than Godzilla that I'm not a big fan of. But this one right here, this figure right here, probably the coolest Gamera ever. He's super creepy looking. He's kind of scary. And I really like at the end of one of the movies when he's, I think it was the last part of the last one of the trilogy, where I believe he said, they all realized that Gamera wasn't protecting them. He was protecting Earth. And as soon as he thought that the humans were hurting Earth, he would kill them, which is kind of cool. And then they made that stupid Gamera the Brave in 2003, where he looked like a baby. This figure, however, though, you can't find it anywhere for less than $150, which I find really strange. But I'm not going to judge because it's actually a really cool figure. I also used to press the chest in a lot when I had it. I remember I got it stuck right in the pelvis area once. And then right here, oh, this is a good figure right here. This is Godzilla. I believe it is from 1991. I'm not 100% sure. It might be 1991 or 93. All I know is that growing up, as I had it, I don't remember how I lost it, but this was like I was really young and I had it. I always used to take the tail off or push the legs in so they'd get stuck. So he looked like his legs were just like shooting out in triangles or whatever. And I just lost it, which really sucked because this is my all-time favorite Godzilla figure I ever had. And I finally got it again, and I have just now noticed that you can't do anything with tail. It's it's sealed onto it, which is way dope. I assume the legs can still come off since they move, but, you know, I absolutely love this figure, so it's not a big deal. Another figure, probably my second favorite figure, I don't have it anymore, the Bandai Mechagodzilla 1993. My favorite Mechagodzilla suit that no one else likes, even though he has the coolest suit. He's sleek, he has the best powers, but, you know, whatever. He's the only one that actually killed Godzilla, technically. So, everyone can say what they want about the other two Mechagodzillas, but he's the only one that technically killed him, made him brain dead. And then right here, another Bandai American figure, it's a chibi. These are actually pretty cool. I think they make one other version of Godzilla. They make a Mechagodzilla, which I have, and they make a King Ghidorah. I don't have the King Ghidorah, the other Godzilla version, but I have this one, and I have Mechagodzilla. And now we're going on down to this shelf. Right here, King Caesar, I was telling you about. So as soon as I saw this one being released, I still didn't have a job because I was like maybe 12. I was like, I want it. And I got it. And he's really nice. The other King Caesar one, he looks really weird because he looks like he just got a tan, but he used too much bronzer. And it's just really bad. And he's really weird. He looks like a chipmunk almost. And that's not what King Caesar is. I'm not 100% sure what he is, but I know he's not a chipmunk. I think he's some sort of dog. You have to look up the Japanese folklore. I think that's in there, actually. And then right here, you'll see I have the Gigan I was telling you about. Now, when I first had this, somehow the leg warped. I assume it's from heat in some place, or maybe it just got caught when we were moving it and it got damaged. But the leg was kind of crushed together, so it would slant. Now, I always wanted to get a new one so I could fix it, or I should just have a new one. And we went to a flea market one day, and we saw it, and someone was selling it for like $5-10. And we was like, all right, we'll grab it. And pretty much this is our Frankenstein figure because we took the leg off that one, we put it on this one, and yeah. So, and we still have the other figure in case we need it for parts. And then right here you see it needs to be painted, but we don't know the specific type of blue that needs to go on it. I think it's like a mix of blue and navy blue and black, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd probably just take it to an art teacher and look it up, but you know, it's not that big a deal. And then right here, another one of my oldie figures. Probably one of my favorite figures too, but you know, the movie is not that good. If it wasn't called Godzilla, if it was just called Zilla, and it was a part of it was like a spin-off part of Godzilla, I think it would have been more acceptable in the Godzilla community, but since it's called Godzilla and it's just a huge, it's like a head-on collision between two trains. And the director was stupid about it too, because there was actually like a Godzilla concept art that most people have seen before this one, and it looked like Godzilla. It was actually really nice, and it was still different, but it was still really cool. And he's like, that's not Godzilla in my eyes. And I was like, all right, I understand that, but you're still wrong. But this figure, however, he's pretty cool. I believe he is remote control because he has wheels and he does and whatnot. Probably one of my favorite figures. I used to play with this one all the time. I used to drive him on my grandparents' kitchen and dining room floor back when we lived in the Poconos, because I don't think we had hardwood floors. We just had carpeting or tile. And I'll put you right there. Let's see what else we got. We got Rodan in the back. This one's made by NECA. He has a stand, but I'm not gonna take the stand out because it'll take too long. Yeah, so he looks pretty cool. I really like the paint job too. Now he doesn't have huge what's it called? Mobility and articulation, but if you look at SH Monster Arts, neither does that one. And this one actually is a better paint job, I think, in my opinion. And it's like $100 or $200 cheaper, so you can have your opinion, but I'll keep my money, so. Another good figure right here is my Jet Jaguar. I also remember trying to take him apart while watching movies. I actually remember a specific movie I was watching. It was Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla from 1974. It was like 8 or 9 at night. My dad was passed out on the couch. I was sitting on his legs and I was trying to rip off his legs. I wasn't able to, but you know. And then people drew on him. Won't name names. Wasn't me. And yeah, still have it. If you do happen to find this with the tags and you find it for a good price, I recommend you keep it because this is like the most expensive one you'll ever find with or without tags. I honestly don't know why. I guess they didn't make a lot of them, but you know, guess it happens. Another cool figure of mine. I'm mostly just a huge fan of Fedora. I don't know why that movie's so underrated. I think it was really good, especially for the times. It was very political, but it still done in an appropriate, good way. This figure right here, I'm not sure if this is Bandai Japan or if it's Bandai America. If it is, Bandai America did a really good job because, no, actually, this is Bandai Japan. The Bandai America one actually looks really stupid. He kind of looks like melting ice cream because he just kind of squares off and then goes down. It's really bad. This one, however, really cool. Really liking this one. I used to hope I could get one of these where it was articulated. Now, obviously, they don't make him articulated, but, you know, a girl can dream. All right, now we're going to head down to the bottom shelf, but first, I just realized about this figure right here, my Space Godzilla figure. Growing up, we had multiple tails of this figure, and I don't know why. I don't know if he came with it, or if it, like, originally in the packaging, or if it was when we bought it. I don't know if we bought it off eBay or whatever, but we had multiple tails. I don't know why, but you know, it's whatever. And yeah, he's pretty cool. Not too bad in the detail, but you know, I have Max Plus figure up there, as you can see. And then now we're gonna move on to the bottom and last shelf of these Godzilla figures right here. As you can see right here, we got a bunch of other cool figures. We got most of my Atomic Breath figures, except for the Shin Godzilla because he's huge and his shell hog. But yeah, see all these ones right here. So you got 1989 and 62 right here. These are probably my two favorite by X Plus, or not X Plus, NECA, excuse me. And I don't care what people say, the 1962 Godzilla figure, it's actually, I think it's the best sculpt so far by NECA themselves, and probably one of my favorite suits. This one, the 89 figure, the 02, and I actually like the 67 suit, which no one likes, but, you know, I don't care. It was a good movie, and it was a good suit, and I plan on buying it for X Plus eventually. Yeah, so we also got a couple of oldies right here. I got a lot. Most of my older figures are on this shelf, too. You'll see I got the Final Wars Godzilla and Anguirus right here. These are more of my older figures. I remember growing up, I always try to sound like Anguirus when I was playing with them, but it's even harder to do than sound like Godzilla. So I just kind of stopped, because now I'm also older, and you can't do it in public because you'll look weird. And we'll put those back, and we'll show you right next to it the other Mechagodzilla chibi figure I was telling you about. Look at that. So cool. Yep. Kinda dope. You'll see right there we got the Godzilla GMK King Ghidorah. Final Wars Rodan right here. Also really cool. I remember I was trying to make his wings flap until I almost broke it. But whatever, I was a kid. Kids break things. And then right here you'll see I have the second and third form. I call them the first and second form because I don't know what they count as the first form in the Shin Godzilla movie. I think they count as like a tadpole thing that you never see in the movie, or it's either the tail scene. But I'm honestly not sure. I have to look it up. As you can see, I kept the tags on these ones because these are also made in Japan. I don't have the fourth form. I will get it eventually. Probably. Maybe. If I have space. You see right here I have a Destroyer as well. His wings come out. And I remember Bandai America actually made the aggregate form, or the crustacean form, if you will, because people don't know the word aggregate. Actually, I think this is the aggregate one. Whatever. The Bandai America did make it, and that was actually really nice. For some reason, I can never find it in stores, which, you know, unfortunate. Never got my hands on it. But maybe eventually. Maybe I'll finish my Bandai figures as well as my X Plus figures, but that's if I get more space. So it's a big but. But. And then right before we move on to the other stuff, we got this right here, which I got from Pop Rock and Horror. I took this picture with the one and only Nathan Basil, who played Leslie Vernon in Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. And my bestie Angela right there. How's it going? How the kids? How's life? How's Rhode Island? We're still going to make a trip down there. And look at this. Look at this. So you can't tell because I'm wearing a beanie, and you'll probably never see my regular hair. But I have an afro. Pretty cool. Not boring like straight or curly hair like most people. Look how short this was. This is a little over a year ago. That was right around the last time I got a haircut. And it's like probably like triple that. So way cooler. And now we're going to move on to, we're moving out of the Godzilla stuff and the kaiju stuff into more of the horror side. So my Pop Funko figures. Now, disclaimer, you see that they're like all over the place. It's not like defined figures that I collect. And that's because I'm not a Pop Funko collector. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that I spend my money on other things and I prefer those over these. All of these were gifts. And obviously I'm not going to get rid of gifts because that's rude, and they're still nice and they're part of my collection. That's official. It's not like, I dig them be either or. These are staying in my collection. So up here, I got these for my birthday. I got Weaponized Rick and Pickle Rick. And, other than what's going on with the creator of Rick and Morty, because he did a dumb thing. The show is good. It's funny. It's got its moments at least, and I really like the pretty colors. And it's got a good story if they would keep up with it, with Evil Morty. And then right here you see I got Godzilla. I got the Colossal Titan. Also a really good story. I recommend you watch it. I'm a season behind, or you can read the manga, which is farther along than the seasons because season 3 was the last season that they're filming for a while. I don't know why. Kind of sad about it. I'm still behind, so I'm not that sad about it, but, really excellent story. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, a lot of good stuff. I heard season 3 was amazing. I will watch it eventually. But right here, got this for Christmas a couple years ago. This came out during Avengers Age of Ultron. Oh, I thought it was Infinity War. Whoops. They're the gold edition. There's a whole bunch of them. You'll see on the back. This is supposed to be in gold, but the sun faded the back, I assume. I did that with all of them, which, whatever. No one's looking at the back, except for you guys right now. But other than that, no one's going to look at the back. And then right here, so I got King Deadpool. Now, there's a lot of different Deadpools. Yeah, the back's faded on all of them. They got regular Deadpool, who's posing like what's-her-face from Titanic. Mermaid Deadpool, Clown Deadpool, Chicken Deadpool, all the good stuff. But this is King Deadpool, because cool. Deadpool is cool. Rhyming in here. Right here, also got from my birthday, it's the Pennywise with his tongue sticking out. I believe it's for It Chapter 2. Up here I got Arrow, the Arrow, which is actually Green Arrow because that's what his name is in the comics. Never watched the show. But my cousin had it, and he had it, accidentally got a spare or an extra. It's like, you want it? I was like, sure, why not? I'll add it to my collection. I'll watch it eventually. I haven't watched it. I think we're on like season 6 or whatever. Got Freddy Krueger down here, and you'd think I'd have Jason, but I do not yet. I will get him eventually. Cause like I said, Jason's my favorite slasher. Does not mean I don't like Freddy. He's just not my favorite. So I can like one more than the other and still like the other. People don't seem to understand this. I don't know why. Right here, Eugene from The Walking Dead. Cool figure. Pop Funko, I mean. Pop Funkos, I don't think they're classified as figures, but I don't know. Down here we got King Kong, Kong Skull Island, holding a helicopter to throw at your face. Up here you'll see I have a Jason poster and a Freddy poster. I got these both at Monster Mania. This one was originally mine. I bought it myself. And then my parents bought this one. But I don't know why they didn't want it because it's really nice looking. But, their loss is my gain. And you'll see in the background of this, the background's just a plain white. But over here you'll see it has the song. And if you want to put the song in the background, even though there's copyright, do so. Or maybe we'll just put the words up and you can sing it. In the middle here we got a clock. By the way, I don't know who makes any of these. It was just a vendor who makes that. He makes really good artwork. I've seen a whole bunch of it, but I haven't gone to Monster Mania in a while, so I can't tell you. I don't know who makes that because I got it as a gift. No batteries in it, so the clock doesn't work because I don't really... Because first of all, it's hanging. So if I don't want to have to climb on my couch, pick it up, take it down, put batteries in it, put it back up. And I also have this nifty thing called a cell phone that tells you the time instantly. Clocks are becoming obsolete, but it's still cool. So, now we're over here on to, right now I'm calling my HP Lovecraft shelf, but it's pretty much just going to be my specifically Evil Dead shelf. And you're probably wondering to yourself, what do you mean by HP Lovecraft shelf? Because it's got Ash on there and the chainsaw. Well, guess what? HP Lovecraft created the Necronomicon story. And the Necronomicon is in the Evil Dead. So you kind of see where I'm going with this. Necronomicon, HP Lovecraft. This is an HP Lovecraft story, just like Re-Animator. Even though it doesn't say it's a, whatever, it still technically is. I don't know if the original Necronomicon mentioned the Savior before Evil Dead, but whatever. It still technically counts. Over here, you see, I also needed space for my Cthulhu figures for right now because I had to move some stuff around. I got this from Scott Hewett. Really nice. There's a book in the back. I mean, obviously I have to open the box, which I'm not going to do. But there's a book in the back. And then over here you see, I think I got this by Diamond Select at BAM. Because BAM sells cool stuff. Also really nice. They make another one where he looks a little bit different, but this one actually looks cooler. I do plan on getting the other one, but, you know, I prefer this one. So I got it first. And let's put this back because he's heavy. Up here you'll see I got George A. Romero's Land of the Dead, which is signed by Big Daddy himself. He's really dope, really awesome. I met him multiple times, but the first time I met him was at a small little convention in a very small hotel in a very small room in downtown Scranton, I think it was. And I got that for free. I suckered him to give it for free. I think it's because he had a crush on my grandma, which is a little weird, but I wouldn't mind Big Daddy being my grandfather. And yes, it does sound weird, but whatever. And then over here, I got a custom art. It's not custom. Well, I guess it's technically custom, but it's not one of a kind. It's just an art of the Jaws poster. And I really liked it opposed to the original poster. I feel like that's kind of so, whatever. And now we're going to move on to the shelves behind me. Okay, so now we're on to my horror figures, which are mainly NECA, but some of it's not. Right here you'll see, as I said before, Jason, favorite character. Slasher. Doesn't mean he's not my favorite. I don't like Freddy. Right here you see I'm pretty sure I have 2 through 6. They just announced that they're making a 7, which I will get eventually. But they don't make 8, 9, and 10. And then I have the Versus and the remake. So I have all of them except for the ones they haven't made yet. Which I will eventually have in my Raz. I hope to make a Jason Goes to Hell one, because even though the movie sucked, the suit's kind of cool. And then right here you'll see I have the Friday the 13th NECA mask from Part 3, signed by everyone except for the woman who plays Pamela and the person who played as Jason in Part 3, 3D, because they both passed beforehand. And I luckily was able to meet Steve Dash. He's a really great dude, or he was. Well, he still technically is, even though he passed. But yeah, he recently just passed from complications of surgery and the diabetes and whatnot. And it's really sad too, because he was a really cool dude to meet, and he was really funny. No filter, which, you know, he's from New York, so it's to be expected. But yeah, I also have the effect pack, which is the thing back there. It's the sign that says Welcome to Crystal Lake. I have that right there, which is a dock. I just remember the name of it. And then over here I have Part 6, where he's, you know, floating underwater, which was also part of the effect pack. Down here, so you'll see we'll go across, I guess. This is, so my Alien and Predator stuff. It would just go down because I don't typically make scenes, but it's Alien Predator, so you had to make an exception. So right here you'll see this. I have some very rare pieces when it comes to the Alien and Predator line. I have the Throne, which I believe I got for $90 or $100. Still really good considering you can't ever find it anywhere. The Trophy Wall, I did get measurement. I'll watch YouTube videos to get measurements on, because I didn't know if this was going to fit, because I didn't know the actual size of it. Also, holy crap, I have the Trophy Wall. You can't find this anywhere. And like I said, so I looked up YouTube videos to try to get measurements on it to see if it would fit, because these are, I think, 11 or 12 inches in space. And you can't really like push it back and have more space, even though there's space behind the shelves, which kind of sucks. But, you know, obviously, because it's huge. It's also, it's even heavier than that. It's, oh my God. And because I found it was like $250 after shipping. Or no, it was $272 after shipping. Still a really great price. But the video I watched, I was like, all right, guys. So I bought this from Big Bad Toy Store, which was ironically enough where I got this. And he's like, it was, I believe he said it was like $30. And I'm like, you need to shut up, okay? Because $30 for a collector is like pocket change. This was over $250, and I still think that I got a good deal on it. The skulls, as you can see in it, I won those in a bid. And then you'll see here I got the alien figure from Alien 2. I believe they're called the Scorpion versions or the Warrior versions. The alien from Alien 3, which is the dog alien, and then the weird Ellen Ripley alien that came out of her from Alien Resurrection. Over here, we'll go back onto this shelf because we have to go back down this way. So you'll see I have the eggs. The one in the middle came with the first alien who's fighting the first Predator from the first movies for the 40th anniversary of the Alien movie. The egg looks a little different. It's got like the little vines. You can't really see it, and it also has like a different texture, sort of. But whatever. And then, as you can see, there's a blank space. And you're wondering why, right? Well, it's because I bought the Alien Queen, another rare piece for the Alien Predator series. It was supposed to be here about 2 weeks ago. As soon as I get it, I'll give you like a 5-second video of me saying, oh, look at that. And then I'll, post it, I guess. And we're looking at more figures. So right here, you'll see I have my Stranger Things figures. And you're probably wondering why the Demogorgons box and the Ghostbuster boys figures is in the background. Because these are, I'm also selling these. I know, right? Selling figures. It's because, it's a really good show. It is an amazing show. I would recommend watching it. But as far as collecting figures, I kind of realized I have better figures that I may want to collect further down the line. So if you want these, message me. I have all of them except for, I think, 6 figures. 2 of which just came out of the season 3, Hopper and 11. And these guys who are just in their regular outfits. But yeah, I also have all the accessories. You see the little baggie right there. I have just because I have them all. And then we're moving down here, which is the Halloween shelf. And by Halloween shelf, I don't mean Michael Myers exclusively. I just mean like Halloween as in things that took place in or around Halloween. Because you'll see mainly Michael Myers stuff, but then you also see Sam right there from Trick or Treat and the lollipop, which is signed by Quinn Lord. Got that from Scott Hweitt at his vendor shop. He's a pretty cool dude. Check him out. He also runs Pop Rock and Horror and New Year's Evil. Awesome places to go. Probably the best convention and best time I've ever had at a convention. So I definitely recommend that you go there when it reopens after everything that's going on. And then back there, you'll see I have a knife made from Frightmare Productions, signed by Nick Castle and John Carpenter. John Carpenter, awesome dude. Also, mask right there by Trick or Treat Studios. And also got Scott Hweitt. And now we're going to move on to this shelf up here. Here you'll see I have 2 shelves dedicated to Nightmare on Elm Street. Up here, these are all my NECA figures. I got Freddy right there from part 1, part 2, and part 3. I don't have the effect pack yet, which comes with the worm, the TV, and 2 different Elm Street signs. And I don't have video game Freddy. I let him slip from my grasp, unfortunately, a couple years ago during Christmas time, which is very sad because he was only $30, but he's not anymore. And I also have, if I can squeeze this on through, the boiler. And not only does it look nice, and it doesn't still smell, but unfortunately, if you smell figures when you get them, you're not weird. You just know what you're doing. Door open and closes, which is pretty cool. And it lights up. Look at that. Spooky. Right here, you'll see I got my Freddy gloves from Nightmare Unlimited. Awesome stuff. Check them out. I told you guys that I would end up getting this one, the syringe one. I just didn't know when, because, money. I don't have a lot of it. But I got it for my birthday, which is pretty cool. Once again, though, the glove is too big for my hand, or for my pinky, so, like I said, what happens with this one happens with that one. The pinky just kind of boop, But, and so, it's really heavy, but super awesome. And also, sadly, I just recently learned that the Necro glove, I don't know if that's what's officially called, or the Necronomicon glove. I call it the Necro glove, by Nightmares Unlimited. It was a one-time thing, and it was $1,200. And Mark said that it was a one and done for him. Kind of sucks, but maybe I can, I can convince him otherwise, because I will definitely pay for it, because it is so cool. But I understand why not, because first of all, I can just tell right off. Like, I think it's a welder. I'm not a welder. I don't do any of that stuff. And I could tell that it was just it looked like it had so much extra work that needed to be put into it. And the glove itself, like the leather part, it had inscriptions, I think it's probably burned into it. I'm not 100% sure. And it also lit up. So I can understand. I still would like it. So let's see if I can get him to make one. And then the Re-Animator glove that I thought was Re-Animator glove turns out is not the Re-Animator glove. It is Scarecrow's glove from Batman. I thought it was because it glowed and it was green, so I thought it was like the reagent serum. He doesn't make a Re-Animator one, but it's got Herbert West's face on it, so I'm not 100% sure if I would get it or not. Maybe I'll get it, maybe not. We'll see. Still, I'm going to get the Gamer Gauntlet, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. Probably, I'm going to put it somewhere, and that's what counts, because there is space. On to, not horror, Marvel. Pretty cool, right? So, Daredevil right here, selling him. I bought him so I could get it signed by the person who played as Foggy Nelson in the TV show. Also a really great show. The Marvel Netflix shows were really amazing. I hope they bring them all back. Even Iron Fist had its moments where it was good. Season 2 was really good. Luke Cage, not really my thing, but I still liked it. Yeah, I bought it, but the person who sold it to me said, oh, it'll be there on time, and it wasn't. So, yeah, I'm selling it. It comes with there's a stand that comes with it. You can see it. There's another part of the stand. Right here, you'll see made by Diamond Select, probably one of my favorite all-time villains from Spider-Man, or a supervillain in general, Mysterio. Now, he doesn't light up, which is unfortunate. I was hoping he would. The good stuff of my Marvel collection. My Gauntlet. It is made by 4 Fabrications. Originally, it doesn't look like this. It looks gold. It looks like the Gauntlet. But I wanted it to look like a relic. I wanted to have like this overall thing. It was $175 for me. But he said if he were to do this one again, it would cost a little bit more, which is understandable because, you know, this doesn't look like any easy task. And I don't know if it's metal or not. I don't think it is, but it could be. I'm not really sure. By the way, there's a soda bottle. That's what's keeping this up, not hands, because I've bought model hands for many of my gloves, and they suck. They absolutely suck. They don't fit. They're too big and whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool, right? You put it on, but I'm not going to do that. But I will. It does do something kind of cool. You want to see what it does? I think you do. I know you do. Just let me find the switch. I have found it. You ready? Look at that. It lights up. And there it is. And so if you look, the colors don't look like super colory if they're not lit up. But, you know, who cares? It still looks really cool. And I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, that doesn't look like the movie order. That's because it's not. It's the comic book order. It's not meant to look like the movie because it's not the movie. Okay? I thought the comic book order looked better. Because the time stone, if you think about it, is the key to getting all other stones if they'd done it that way. So, because, you know, time travel and whatnot. So it should be the centerpiece because it's the most important one and probably my favorite Infinity Stone. So boom. Get wrecked. But yeah, so now we're moving on down. We're moving on down here. Ready to look? We got the Leslie Vernon mask. This is signed by Nathan Basil. And I don't think that's a heart, but I'm going to say it is a heart because you love me. But yeah, let's just say it's a heart on a signature. Right here, I believe that's Kane Hodder. And funny story about him in this movie. When they were filming this movie, he told me this during this. When they were filming his part, it was the outside of the Nightmare on Elm Street house on Elm Street, Nancy's house. And they only rented the outside of the house. They didn't rent the inside of the house. So, and he didn't know that. So at his scene, he opened the door, he went inside and he shut it. And he turns around to see an old guy sitting in his chair watching TV. And he's like, what the F are you doing in my house? And then he almost shoots him. So it's a bucket of laughs with this guy. It was, you know, he didn't die. So it's, you know, it's funny. And right here, Robert Englund, also in the movie. He is the Ahab. And then right here we got up here my bestie Angela. I think I have 2 signatures and a picture. So, pretty dope. Definitely check out this movie if you haven't. It's super, I feel like it's super underrated. It shouldn't even be a B horror movie. In my opinion, it's an A horror movie. It's it should be up there with the big leagues. Especially since it has appearances from Kane Hodder, Scott Wilson, and rest in peace, and Robert Englund. It's kind of like passing the torch on to them. And I really feel like it should have gotten more than one movie. There's reasons that it didn't. But, you know, if they start up Kickstarter again, which they might do, give them money. I want to see another one of these. They made a comic book sequel to it, but, you know, I want to see it on live action. So do it, please. You know what else we got? We got the Chucky doll right here. I don't know if I'm keeping them or not. I was like, oh, well, I want to get the huge good guy doll. And then I was like, it's $450, and it's for a movie series that I'm not a huge fan of. I haven't seen anything other than the first 3. I didn't watch anything after that other than The Cult of Chucky, which wasn't good. It was actually really bad. But Fiona Dorff, who played, I think her name was Michelle in the movie. She's the daughter of Brad Dorff, who plays as Chucky. And when she gets possessed, she's a awesome horror character. I think she has the potential to be really dope. Ghostface mask in the background. That is signed by Roger Jackson, the voice of the phone call dude in Ghostface. Skeet Ulrich, the killer in the first one. Matthew Lillard, killer in the first one. Nev Campbell. But here, this is also made by Nightmares Unlimited. That spins. Pretty cool. And when I got this, I was like, man, I really want to get Tobin Bell's signature. And I don't have anything. It's like, all right, I'm going to look around. And I saw this on the table. It was the last one. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm getting it. It was like $40-$50, so it was really cheap. And then you'll see right here, signed by Tobin Bell. He signed it on the back. He said, hey, you got a cool spinny piece. So like you see, oh, look at that. It says Jigsaw on it. You see it spins. Then you turn it around, and it says Tobin Bell on it. And I was like, not a bad idea. And then the woman who was named Amanda in the movie, I don't remember her real name either, she signed the front. So maybe I should get like one of those plate things that spins for it. But then I'd have to find a way to plug it in. And then last but not least, I got this to get signed by the 3 main characters of the movie, The Blair Witch Project. Unfortunately, that did not happen because of reasons. But it's a VHS. Pretty cool. But not only is it a VHS, it is a light-up VHS. Woo, spooky! And that one is made by Real Film Cells on Etsy, or eBay, or Facebook, or even Amazon, because it says that on the back. Alright, now we are looking at a lot of my Jason stuff right here. Right here we got a Jason mask, probably my favorite Jason mask that I have. It's based off part 3, but blood splatter on it, because who doesn't like a lot of blood on there? If you watch Evil Dead, then you like a lot of blood. This is made by my friend Josh Anea. He's really cool. He makes other variations, but I wanted to put him because for some reason I prefer the part 3 mask over the part 4 mask because it's more mask to love. And this is a really nice mask, and I think it's up there with Crash Cunningham and Escape Theory Studios, and it's only $35, so I think it's sick. Right here we got the part 6 Friday the 13th mask where he gets shot in the face. Right here, doesn't die, but then he gets hit in the face with a propeller, and that somehow kills him instead. Don't ask me the logic. I mean, there's rumors that he's a Deadite, and that's why the Necronomicon was in part 9, but that's not canon because the part 9 wasn't a part of the original series. Right here, we got a Mad Ball of Jason, because I can't get enough Jason. Put that right there. Really cool. He's got worms. He's all gooey and stuff. Right here, we got the 25th anniversary of Pamela Voorhees and Jason Voorhees from part 2. And you got like the thing, the table with her head on it. This was made by NECA. And despite what this says, no, it is not $30 anymore. It is much more expensive. And I wanted this piece in my collection for years. And I finally got it. It's staying in the box, unless I get another one. Which I don't know if I'll do, because it's in the box. Up here, by Cemetery Haunts, we have the tombstone from, I believe, part 4? No, it's not. Part 5. It was one with the Imposter Jason, and when Tommy Jarvis was in the mental institution, he was hallucinating about Jason, and it was the beginning scene when he's crawling out. There's the figure right there. I forgot that they made that one. And he's hallucinating, and that's the tombstone. That's what that's from. Because in part 6, part 4 he doesn't have a tombstone. In part 6, it's that one. So, and then over here we got the Freddy vs. Jason mask. I don't know who these 2 masks are made by, but they're really cool. I got these for Christmas. And they're also from Scott Hweitt. Like I said, check them out. Up here we got another poster of Jason, because like I said, Jason's my favorite, but that does not mean I don't like Freddy. I'm going to keep bringing this up. Another Jason thing. Actually, it's this mask, but in poster form. And over to the right, you'll see we got a Creature from the Black Lagoon poster, which is signed by Rico Browning himself. He did all the underwater work for the creature in the original one. I think he was actually in all of them. And he's the last surviving Universal monster actor, which is pretty cool. I didn't get to meet him, unfortunately, but I wanted his signature nonetheless, because Creature will forever be my favorite Universal monster. They make a hand that I was going to get instead, but someone bought it after I showed it to them. And never going to let them live it down, so. And then right here, my Pop Rockin' Horror stand. I don't even remember where I got this from. I got this from Beverly Rudolph. She was selling them, and she gave me one that I had Scott sign it, his wife sign it, and Beverly signed it as well. So, Beverly's from Return of the Living Dead. Over here, you'll see we got my Trick or Treat poster. Probably it's such an amazing art piece. I actually drew this once when I was younger because I really liked it. This is also signed by Quinn Lord. Here, I have a Leslie Vernon poster signed by Angela, who said I was fired because I was her assistant, and then I was fired multiple times. But, it's whatever. I gave her a poster, and I signed it as well. Here, we have, I believe this came out for Alien Covenant. It says May 19th, so I believe it is for Alien Covenant. The movie was alright. I'm not gonna hate on it. It was, okay. But this poster in specific really caught my eye. I thought it was really cool because it's very simple, but it's still a very effective poster for Alien, I believe. And then right here, last but not least, we got the Terrifier poster. It is signed by Damien, the director. He also says right here, follow your dreams, because he's the director, as I said, and I want to be a director as well. That's what I'm actually going to college for. And I asked him if he thought I could do it and his tips, and he said he thought I could. And he gave me a couple tips. And then we got the actor of the clown himself, Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton. Also a really cool dude. He actually does way more than just this. He does amazing impressions. One of his greatest impressions, in my opinion, is Mark Hamill's The Joker. I thought he's phenomenal at that. I think he can also play a Joker too, because not only even if it's live action or a cartoon, whatever, that's him smiling. That's his own cool Jokery smile. So I think he could pull it off. And this is an independent film, actually. This is independent. They're making a sequel because the first one did so well. But I think when the first one came out, no one really hopped on this. As far as streaming sites that wanted to stream it. For some reason, Netflix picked it up. I don't know why they would have. Because they don't typically have good horror movies to begin with. But as soon as this came out, it blew up. And as soon as they released the Kickstarter for it, I think it doubled the asking price for the Kickstarter. And it's also produced by one of the producers is my uncle Marcus, who will soon be doing a behind the scenes interviews for movies and stuff like that because he's a producer and he works on set sometimes and stuff like that. So that should be pretty cool. And Terrifier 2 looks pretty awesome. Obviously Terrifier's in it, Art the Clown. And Felissa Rose is going to make an appearance in it. I don't know if she's a protagonist. I don't know what she's doing in the movie yet because I don't know anything about the movie. We're not allowed. Our uncle's not telling me anything. I don't think you should. But, whatever. And, up here, you'll see Necabat made by McFarlane. It's the bloody version. They make a bloody version and not bloody version. I'm sure you've seen the not bloody version from my dad's episode. I prefer this one. I got this from Scott, actually, at Monster Mania. It's really nice. The only thing that would have made it cooler is if they put Glenn's guts on it, or brain on it. And yeah, sure, that was a funny joke. Haha, I laughed. But in all seriousness, I'm so upset that they killed Glenn. I'm not going to get over it. I'm not too upset about it because I knew it was going to happen because I read the comics. Definitely check out the comics because right now the comics are better than the show. But, watch and read. Alright, and now we have come to the end of my collection, my final piece. And not only is it probably one of the most vibrant and cool pieces, probably one of my all-time favorite pieces of all time. They are indeed my slippers. They are llamas. They have little things on the little dangly bits on the sides, and they're pink on the inside. Why? Because llamas are cool. Pink is cool. And if you have a problem with it, no one cares. I needed slippers. I saw these. They were comfortable. These are made. I think these are actually made for women, but they're big on me. So they probably are made for men and women. And you know what? I'm a man and I bought one. So that is all for this. As my dad said in the beginning, you should definitely stab that like button. Stalk us by following us and turning on that notification bell. Check out my YouTube channel, Friendly Neighborhood Noah. Probably be linked in the description below. Get me up to 100 subscribers so I have my own custom URL. And I'm tired of all the numbers and the letters and stuff like that. But, I don't typically search for subscribers on my channel. I just do it to have fun. I like playing video games. I like making people happy and enjoy themselves. Especially, I started my channel because of the virus. People have nothing to do. I was like, alright, I'll throw out some videos. And I just stuck with it. And I have a gaming laptop, so I might as well do something with it other than play games. But, yeah, that's all for me. So without further ado, peace.